Good morning again. Had some technical issues, so decided to reboot and start over. I am still Reverend Rafe Ellis, still the spiritual leader and senior minister of the newly joined Centers for Spiritual Living of Columbia and Greater Baltimore. This is still just for today a time of eclectic reading, sharing of perspectives, meditation, and prayer, and it is still May 30th. Um, So I see we have one on. How's the sound now? Um, I'm assuming it's good because I'm not seeing anything that tells me it's not. Okay. There's a comment. Let's see. Now it's working. Okay. So let me read our reading again. It comes from Dare to Be Yourself by Alan Cohen. This morning I opened it up to page 216. Cause, not effect. One of the greatest tragedies of our culture is that we give our power away daily. We believe that there are forces in the outer world that control our fate, while the abiding truth of our life is that we create our own destiny. We choose other people as objects of romance and credit them with making us happy. And then when they leave, we blame them for hurting us. A check comes in the mail and we feel abundant. The next day we receive an unexpected bill and we become upset. The sun shines and we feel elated. And then rain comes and we feel depressed. We act as if our happiness or misfortune is dealt to us by any hand except our own. Well, there's a lovely little spiritual two before to start our day with, isn't it? um, and he's absolutely spot on. And, you know, I've been doing this a long time and I still fall into that because we're surrounded by human conditioning that does that. We're all raised generationally in this reward punishment paradigm. We're all raised that our value is based on somebody else's validation of it, um, to the point where most of the time I don't think we even know what our value is until we let go of that practice of seeking and obtaining and marinating in external validation. Um, and the reality of it is, we all, every single one of us, has the exact same value. We are made from the same substance. Now, that doesn't mean we all behave the same. It certainly doesn't mean we all play out our experience of life the same, nor are we supposed to. But the value is the same. We're not like earthly currency that the penny has this value and the nickel has this value and Rafe has this value and somebody else over here has this value. And then when we come together, we have extra value. That's just crap we made up. And it's not true. Nothing I can offer you will ever change your value. Because perfection, what are you going to be? More perfect? Right? Because that's what you are. You are made from and of a substance that is whole, perfect, and complete. And so the essence of you must be that. And my experience is I had to start by entertaining that as an option. I couldn't just jump from abject self hatred to, oh, I'm whole, perfect, and complete. No, that's not how it happened. Uh, when I started this spiritual journey with any kind of awareness, I was whale scum on the bottom of the ocean in my mind. And so I had to begin to entertain the idea that perhaps, just maybe, I was something more than that. And then I had to do the forgiveness work to forgive myself and to forgive other people. Um, and as I practiced forgiveness, the load lightened. And as I began to live forgiveness, I began to recognize who I was spiritually and who you are spiritually. Doesn't mean I don't have moments where I'm frustrated with another human being. Of course I do. But what I've learned is that it's the behavior I'm frustrated with, and that none of us is our behavior. Um, I will wrap up with this. I've shared this many times. My nanny, my maternal grandmother, raised me by bookending every disciplinary action with, I love you. I hate it when you do, fill in the blank, identifying the behavior that I was doing. And then she would bookend it with, I love you. Now, at the time, I had no idea that what she was actually teaching me is that I am not my behavior. I am lovable. My behaviors, not so much. And so I will offer you this. Nothing outside of you can ever determine your worth and your value. Doesn't determine your feelings. Our thoughts create our feelings create our urges lead to our actions, and that urge to action is all controlled by our choice. Doesn't mean we're not impacted, but we're not controlled by outside forces. You are the operator of you. An infinite intelligence within you knows everything you ever could imagine needing or wanting to know. We simply have to choose to be aware of it and then follow the breadcrumbs that always lead back to us. So I'll pause here. If you have perspectives you would like to share, or comments you would like to make. Okay, so I'm going to lead us into our time of meditation. It's literally just 5 minutes of practicing being present with whatever is. Not trying to make anything happen, not trying to make anything not happen, not trying to make anything stop or start. If a fly lands on your nose, it's part of your meditation. So I'm going to read our reading one more time, and we'll go into our meditation. One of the greatest tragedies of our culture is that we give away our power daily. We believe that there are forces in the outer world that control our fate, while the abiding truth of our life is that we create our own destiny. We choose other people as objects of romance and credit them with making us happy, and then when they leave, we blame them for hurting us. A check comes in the mail and we feel abundant. The next day, we receive an unexpected bill and we become upset. The sun shines and we feel elated, and then the rain comes and we feel depressed. We act as if happiness or misfortune is dealt to us by any hand except our own. One love, one life, one peace, one power, one presence, one beauty, one intelligence, one abundance, one. And by using these terms, I am claiming that this one is each and all of these things. That there are no one separate each of those, that it is all of that. This one substance, this one source, infinite possibility, unformed, infinite expression, formed. It is the substance of creation. It is the expression of creation. It is the activity of creation. It is that singular substance that has no beginning. It simply always has been. Self-existent. And so it has no end. It has no circumference, no edges, no boundaries, no limits. And so its very center must be everywhere present. And being all that there is, formed and unformed, I know that I am a physical representation of it. That the only unification, the only activity of unifying is in my awareness. That I am made out of it, by it, to be it. That I am inseparable from it. That I was born in unity. I live in unity. I can never be separate from it. And what is true of me is true of all. And so in the inseparability of life, I am inseparable from every expression of creation. In the wholeness, the completeness, and perfection of the ground of being, of the substance itself. The very essence of me must be whole, perfect, and complete. The very essence of all creation must be whole, perfect, and complete. Just as the puddle and the ice cube are equally water. And so I claim and affirm an awareness, a reclamation, an ownership of the intrinsic value that I am. I claim and affirm an active, ongoing, breath-to-breath responsibility for this life that I am living, for the power that has been entrusted in me, through me, as me, by creation itself, to use the substance of creation, consciousness itself, to mold and shape this life that I'm living. Again, this day I bring my attention and my awareness to the limitation of the qualifiers that I use, and I surrender those. I claim and affirm that life simply is. And I open to the magnificent experience of isness beyond good and bad, right and wrong, big and little, happy, depressed. I let it all go so that I can experience the fullness, the unrestricted, unlimited isness of life. And I celebrate that it's already done. That as soon as the words are formed in mind, the concept are imagined, the activity of creation makes it so. And so knowing that it's already complete, there is nothing for me to do and everything for me to be. And so I let go of all of the mental static that would obscure the full manifestation of the word spoken. I let go of all the doubt. I let go of all of the control. I let go. And I step fully into the mystery. Open. Open. And willing to be in the flow. To allow the flow to be in me. To be one with the journey. I let go. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amin. Amen. And so it is. Namaste.